Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome in if this is your first time being here. This is Empowered Gems Tarot. My name is Melissa, and in today's reading, we're going to be answering the question, what is it that makes you attractive? So we'll be kind of trying to get some messages today around what others feel attracted to when it comes to you, physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, traits. We're just going to kind of keep it open to spirit and see what messages come through to help you guys kind of get some clarity on how others view your attractiveness. Remember that this is a general collective reading on YouTube, so messages will vary in how specifically they're going to resonate with each individual viewer out there. So as a best practice, if anything in the reading feels confusing or just doesn't feel like it really fits your personal situation, take it as a sign that those are not your messages and that they're meant for somebody else out there in the collective who is viewing this reading. If you guys did want to book a personal reading with me, all the details on how you can book are in the description box down below. Personal readings are a great way to get a more specific and accurate read on your own personal energy and situation. With that being said, let's go ahead and select your reading. So we have 3 options to pick from today. If you're drawn to reading number 1, we're going to be working with the Housewives Tarot and this blue sodalite crystal. If you're drawn to reading number 2, we're going to be working with the Tinseltown Tarot, and this peach moonstone. If you're drawn to reading number 3, we'll be working with the Forest of Enchantment Tarot and this malachite. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Select the crystal or deck of cards you feel the most intuitively connected to. Once you've made your choice, scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will skip you ahead to your chosen reading. See you there. Hey group 1, and welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Housewives Tarot and this sodalite tower, this will be your reading. And so today we're going to be looking into what makes you attractive to others. So I'm going to start with some oracle cards just to kind of see what comes through. So Spirit, for group 1, we are asking what makes them attractive to others. I guess you guys could also ask about a person on your mind too, right? Like if there's someone in particular you're wondering about. What makes group 1 attractive, please, Spirit? We have attentive, wants to please. And then we also have the energy of retro, blast from the past. I feel like there is something about you that might come across a little like traditional, or I heard old school. So maybe there's something about you or something about the way you are, your personality that's kind of nostalgic for people, or there's like an old school take on something. I feel like even with attentive coming through, it could be that for some of you guys, what am I trying to say with this? There's just like this energy that I get of you guys catering to others, like really being like attentive, understanding the needs of others, almost being able to anticipate what someone needs before they tell you. Like a very nurturing energy that I get from this. And for some people who are attracted to you, it kind of makes them feel nostalgic. Like maybe it reminds them of like their mom or a caretaker in their life or something like that. I feel like some of you guys are really cutesy as well. Like something I'm getting from this, it's like this, ew, this dog is getting water all over me. Like there's something about your personality that I think is a little like, maybe is prissy the right word? I don't know. Not in a bad way. Like, I feel like people find it cute and endearing. They're like, ew, I don't want to get messy. So, Spirit, what makes group 1 attractive to others, please? Okay, we have the Sun and the Hanged Man. Yeah, look at this. How she's like kind of catering to this man here. It's interesting because you guys picked the Housewives Tarot, which does sort of depict like a traditional sort of energy, like a nostalgic sort of energy. So maybe that is something about you that people find attractive, group one. I feel like you guys just radiate positive energy with the Sun. Like, you know how to make people feel seen. You make people feel really good, really happy. I think people find you really beautiful too. Like, there's something about the way you present yourself. Like, you come across very polished. Maybe your hair is always done, your makeup's always done. Something like that, I think, is significant here as well. But yeah, you guys have a way of making people feel seen, making people feel really good, really happy. And I think a lot of it has to do with your attentiveness, the way that you cater to others. We also have the Hanged Man here. You guys might have a way of like getting people to see new and different perspectives. I almost feel like there's something about you and just like your energy, the way you are, that does kind of disarm people. Like it kind of challenges their preconceived notions. Like, people might view you in a certain way or judge you, like prejudge you, which we all do as humans, right? It's just kind of like an innate thing that we all do, where we kind of might look at someone and make a judgment call about them. Doesn't always have to be negative, but it's almost like once somebody gets to know you, they realize there's something different. Like, you're opening up their mind to a different perspective. I also am hearing you're very powerful, more powerful than you think. It's like in one breath, you can cater to someone, but in the next, you can hang them up. Like, you have a lot of power that you hold to others. Okay, let's keep going. This is super interesting, group one. What else, Spirit? What do people find attractive about group one? We have Rand focus. Yeah, I mean, I think this really comes back to you guys being like really attentive and really attuned to the details and to the needs of others. Looking in the guidebook, this says, you will easily attract what you want, so be careful what you wish for. Goddess of the Sea, Rand, gives you the ability to focus easily, and that will help you become more magnetic. So it's like people kind of see you as just being really abundant, like getting anything that you want. Really radiant, really magnetic, which makes a lot of sense with the Sun coming up as well. I'm also getting your hair. Like, that's the second time this has come up. I feel like there's something about your hair, especially if you guys have really long, flowy hair. I think people find that attractive. And again, I'm noting the pearls here that she's wearing. So I think there's just something about the way you guys present yourselves as being very polished, very put together, you know, that people find attractive about you. Pearls can also signify like wisdom too, right? Like, so there could be something about your mentality, your experiences, like you're able to share your wisdom with others. Again, kind of tying back to the Hangman, where you're able to open others up to new and different perspectives here. What else, Spirit, for group one? What do others find attractive about group one, please, Spirit? Oh, okay, we have Mercury coming through. So yeah, your communication is on point. Intellectually stimulating communication, whether it's verbal, written. I think like part of the way that you guys are able to stay so attuned to others is through your communication and the way you express yourself. And I think this is also how you're able to help others feel so seen. Like, maybe you guys are really good with, you know, words of affirmation or just telling people how you feel. You're also like quick on your feet, you know, like a fast thinker. We have Maya, the ruby star flow. I embody my authentic and sensual essence. Beautiful. I think you are like a very stabilizing sort of force for others with this root chakra energy coming through and like the focus on the back. Some of you guys actually physically, maybe you're very strong. You know, maybe you're muscular, you're strong, like you have a strong back, or like you work out and stuff like that. That could be significant here as well. But yeah, it's almost like there's a certain sort of grounding force that you bring that's very stabilizing and supportive for others. And, this card also talks about authentic and sensual essence. So there's like kind of this very grounded, very confident, like sexual energy that you guys bring as well. Like it's not super flashy. It's not super like exposing. It's just sort of innate to your core, to your stable, authentic essence. All right. Let's just grab one more, group one, to close us out. So Spirit, what do people find attractive about group one? Stand up and be recognized. Behold, you are the inspiration you've been looking for. Yeah, you guys like really, I think this also kind of talks to like you guys being a self-starter in a lot of ways, because it talks about like you are the inspiration you've been looking for. So it's like, I think people notice that about you, that you're able to sort of be self-generating in the actions that you take or the things that you do. You're not necessarily looking to external sources for validation or support or inspiration. Like, you know how to stand on your own. And I think because you show up in this like sort of authentic clarity, it draws other people to you. Again, with Rand, like people are magnetized to your clarity, to your energy, to your stability, to your authenticity. This is really beautiful energy, group one. Like there's definitely some physical things here that I see that people are attracted to, but it really just kind of feels like you guys have this very powerful sort of stabilizing presence in other people's lives. And I really think people feel so like joyful and so seen by you, which is, it's really, really beautiful thing. But it doesn't feel like you guys overfunction or like do too much at the same time. Like there is still sort of this energy of you having the power. It's almost like I can give you this energy and I can take it away, right? Like you just come across very self-assured, very confident. There's still boundaries here, I guess is what I'm saying people recognize. So this is what I see, group one. Comment below. Let me know a little bit about how this resonated, and I'll see you in the next reading soon. Bye. Hey, group two, and welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Tinseltown Tarot and this really beautiful peach moonstone, this is going to be your message. So today we're going to be looking into what makes you attractive. So let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to just see, what do others find attractive about you? Group number two. I'm hearing nurturing. So maybe there's something nurturing about your energy. What do people find attractive about group two, please, Spirit? We have mismatched, difficult pairing. Okay. Secret. Okay. Interesting energy. So I feel like there's kind of like this elusiveness that you guys bring, or like a challenge that you guys pose. I already feel like a lot of my group two viewers that you're asking about someone specific on your mind, but it may not be the case for all of you, but it does kind of give me that vibe a little bit. Because it feels more specific than just like general, in my opinion. But let me just keep going. So there's something about you that is challenging with this mismatched energy. And elusive. Like people don't really know how to figure you out, or they don't really know what your motivations are, or like what you're really about here. This could be like the type of vibe where, especially if you guys are asking about a specific person, maybe it's like the thrill of the chase, the challenge that you pose makes them feel really attractive. There's a message I'm getting here with like the paint. Well, the first thing is, I think physically speaking, your lower body, people find that attractive. But I also think that there's like sort of this impatient energy that I get from this, where like she's kind of sat down on this. Clearly it says it right here, wet paint, but she sat down on it anyway and she got her skirt messed up, right? So there's something about like a lack of patience here where it feels difficult. Like there's like this energy of wanting something to be ready before it's actually ready. And again, this could be I still feel like for a lot of you guys, this is like a specific person that you're asking about that could be kind of projecting this onto you. So let's see. Maybe people find you to be impatient and they find that attractive. Spirit, what do people find attractive about group 2, please? The King of Pentacles. Okay. And the Star. Interesting. Yeah, and so we kind of have that mismatch energy with Temperance here too, because in my experience, Temperance can talk about when we need to exercise patience, because there are some sort of different perspectives being interwoven together. Right? And so it's just really interesting to kind of see that echoing coming through. So with the King of Pentacles, there's like this stable energy that you bring. For some of you guys, like you embody a really masculine energy. King of Pentacles is like provider, protector, caretaker, boss kind of energy. This is like a masculine who is very responsible, right? Like they're committed, they're responsible, they follow through. Definitely like a good partner for sure. If somebody like is looking for a committed relationship, a King of Pentacles is like a great archetype to strive towards. But there's also something with a Star about you that I think is a little bit untouchable, right? So because there is this like elusiveness, or this like it's like there's this energy that they're not fully able to access you, and maybe people put you guys up on a pedestal a little bit with the Star, where you're being idealized, and you know, you're really an inspirational and aspirational figure in a lot of ways, but there's sort of like this disconnect where people are not able to reach you. It feels challenging to them. Let's see what else, group 2. I'm also being drawn to the Aries energy on his socks. Do you guys see the Aries symbol here? Some of you guys, like there is this grounded, stable earth energy with the King of Pentacles that you bring. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But Aries is sort of like this independent fire energy, right? And so there could be something about you where it feels challenging because you're kind of doing your own thing, minding your own business. Maybe a little bit more self-focused. And so it sort of creates this like this scarcity energy. Some of you guys might be really successful in career too. So again, like people are putting you up on a pedestal as someone who's like, wow, like they're really stable, really successful. They have their stuff together. They're super independent with that Aries energy, driven. Let's see. Group 2. One, please, Spirit. What do people find attractive about group 2? We have best Pleasure. Ooh, interesting. Let's see. I think I might turn this light off. One moment. No, maybe I'll turn it back on. Sorry, it's getting dark, so my light is not the best. There's just something about you that's really, again, that just seems really indulgent or untouchable. I keep getting from this. Looking in the guidebook, this says, you may be in need of some serious self-care. The goddess Bast is with you. As the ruler of sex, magic, and pleasure, she helps you see and reignite all those aspects in your life. Time to indulge. Yes. Something very indulgent about people. Like when people access your energy, it feels like they're getting something really pleasureful or nourishing out of it. And again, I feel like a lot of it is coming from the fact that you guys are kind of elusive or untouchable. So this is really interesting, group 2. Like I'm super curious if like you're asking about a specific person, because that's kind of what it feels like. But maybe it's, you know, for some of you guys, it could be that like there's a lot of people that look at you like this. I think especially if you guys are like successful in your career or you're a boss or something like that, you have direct reports. And especially if you're a man, if you're a masculine, I actually think you have a lot of admirers, more than you might realize. Okay. What do people find attractive about group 2? What else, please, Spirit? We have ascendant. Yeah, it's like people only really get like surface level access to you guys, is what I feel. Like the ascendant is sort of like, how do we present ourselves outwardly to others? How do we enter into a new situation? Right. And so it feels like a lot of the people that we're tapping into here that are attracted to you, part of what they find attractive is that they can't quite figure you out. Like it's not that deep yet. And they're kind of drawn and magnetized to that mystery. What else, please, Spirit? We have the little star. Divine, my inner child is whole and complete. So there's also kind of like this inner child healing with the star being here. I do think that there's something about you guys that has like a healing energy or a healing presence to people or a specific person that you guys are asking about. I'm noticing the synchronicity here with the bangs too. So maybe some of you guys have your hair styled in a particular way like this, with like the bangs that people find attractive. But this is heart chakra energy. So like you guys are awakening the hearts of your admirers here. And you're stirring things within their inner child. So like the King of Pentacles can be sort of like a fatherly energy. So again, for those of you watching group 2 who might be men, who identify as men, I think that there are people out there who are attracted to you because of this sort of inner child healing work that they're doing around the father. You know, so especially if you guys show up and you, even though you seem boundaried and you seem kind of like elusive and not fully accessible, there's sort of this energy of you providing stability, structure, support, you know, like being responsible and committed in certain aspects that I think is very healing with the star and this inner child energy here. So you may have a lot of people drawn to you because of that, group 2. This is deep. Okay, so let's see. Let's get one more. But yeah, it's almost like giving me this energy of like when they get to connect with you, it's healing and it's also like validating for them emotionally. And I hate to say this, but I feel like a big part of like this mismatched energy and this elusive energy it's like maybe a lot of the people that are drawn to you had father figures or parental figures in their lives that were emotionally unavailable, or where it was like really hard for them to access love, support, stability, security. And so because you guys kind of embody those traits, people are attracted to that, and they put you up on a pedestal. Let's get one more. We have Afterglow, land gracefully. You guys might have like a really nice body too. Like maybe you guys work out or you're like really muscular. Again, lower body is standing out to me with that. Look at this. And then we have Ocean of Emotion. Find a safe place to express your true feelings. Yeah, like there's something safe about you, group 2, for others, especially when it comes to people that have been hurt in their childhood. Like you seem to provide that safe container for others to land. But what's interesting about it is I do feel like them perceiving your energy as being boundaried, or like it's more surface level. Like people don't get full access to you, but it's like when they do get full access to you, they feel really supported, safe, emotionally uplifted, and like it's healing for them, which is really beautiful. You guys have very healing energy, but I do think that there is a risk here for people like projecting stuff onto you, for sure. So it's just something to look out for. I think especially if you guys are out there dating, or maybe you guys aren't dating. Maybe some of you guys are committed or in marriages or relationships with the King of Pentacles, but you find people being attracted to you. It's just like, I think because of like what you represent and those sort of elusive or kind of boundaries or whatever it is that you're doing to slow things down, people are sort of projecting inner child dynamics onto you, if that makes sense. So it's just something to watch out for. It's not innately bad, but it does feel like people view you really positively, group 2. There just seems to be like a deeper sort of reason for their draw to you that I see here. So really interesting, group 2. Comment below. Let me know a little bit about what is happening with you and how this resonates, and I'll see you in the next reading soon. Bye. Hey, group 3, and welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Forest of Enchantment Tarot and this malachite crystal, this will be your message. So today we're going to be looking into what makes you attractive to others. So let's go ahead and jump on in. All right, Spirit. So what makes my group 3 viewers attractive to others? What do they need to know? I am feeling like you guys are really sexually, like a lot of people are sexually attracted to you. As I'm parting the deck, we have seductive coming through. So I'm feeling that really strongly just right off the bat. What makes group 3 attractive to others, please, Spirit? We have coordinated, a great match. Distracted, other pursuits, and playful. So you have like a little flirty energy to you. So this is interesting. So the first thing that I was noticing with this card is how happy she looks. I feel like you guys are maybe known for having a really like vibrant, bubbly personality. And even though this is talking about great match in the sense of like maybe a partnership, which could apply here, I'm noticing how her hat and her outfit match her dress, right? So it's like maybe there's something about you physically where you're always coordinated, you always look really good, you're matching, right? And she's matching here too. So there's something about that people notice. Your joy, your vibrancy, your radiance, but also like you look really, really put together and coordinated in the way you present yourself. I just am getting like a surge of energy, and I've been really tired doing this reading. And so it's interesting because it makes me feel like you guys kind of bring that energy where you can boost and uplift people's mood, which is really beautiful. there's also this energy of you having like other things in your life, right? So you, I think, are not always fully accessible because you have other hobbies, interests, and things in life that you like to focus on. And so, even though you show up and you have this really vibrant, energizing presence, there's also this attraction to you because people don't have full access to you. It's kind of interesting because this came up a little bit in group 2, but it's playing out differently here. But there's like this energy of you're not always available and you're busy and you have other things on your plate. And so that makes people more intrigued by you. It makes sense, right? I think a lot of times we tend to be attracted to the people that are kind of mysterious, you know? So what else, Spirit? What makes group 3 attractive to others? I feel like your laugh. Like there's something about your laugh, or you're really funny or something like that too. Your legs. Physically, your legs. If you guys have shorter hair as well, I think that's attractive to, maybe just your hair in general. I'm just noticing the women in these cards have short hair, so that could be significant too. All right, we have the 7 of Pentacles. And then we also have the Hermit. Super interesting. So it's like with the 7 of Pentacles, there's a couple things I get from this. This card really talks about like being patient and putting in the effort to get things moving and going in life. So people might see you guys as being someone who's really solid, really dedicated to the work that you do, not giving up when things are slow to develop. I do see that here as well with this Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, because the Knight of Pentacles is like a slow, kind of more dedicated, hardworking energy that's not rushing the process, but they're really trying to do things the right way. And so, you know, the 7 of Pentacles can sometimes talk about when we're in a place of reassessment or reevaluation. And so maybe that's something about you guys where you're constantly able to sort of reinvent yourself or reassess or reevaluate something in order to continue progressing forward. It's a very patient and like enduring energy that I get from this. But the other thing that I get is with the 7 of Pentacles in this card, because we have all the doors here, I'm also, okay, the Hobbit or Lord of the Rings could be significant. I'm just noticing this door right here with the little symbol. It just made me think of that. But you guys might also, like this to me also represents the other pursuits you have, right? There's all these doors here. And to me, this kind of represents all the different hobbies or interests or obligations that you have in your life that you balance. And so I think there's something about you being able to coordinate those things really well. So even though you have other pursuits that might cause you to pull back at times from other people's energy, you still show up in the way that you see them well, coordinated, together, patient, all the things. Then we have the Hermit. So you guys might be a little bit more introverted or like to kind of spend time alone. I'm also getting a very bookworm energy from this, like a smart sort of brainy energy. So you guys might like to read, or maybe you're writers. Expanding your knowledge. People might also view you as being really wise as well. Like maybe you don't say a lot, but when you do, it lights people up because it's well learned, like educated or insightful, or something that comes from an experience that you've had that you've gained wisdom through. Okay, what else, Spirit, for group 3? What do people find attractive about my group 3 viewers? Yeah, I think if you guys have hobbies and interests that are like reading books, exploring knowledge, writing, things that you do that are more solitary, people find that attractive. Okay, just one, please, Spirit. Okay, we have individuality. That's kind of cool. And look, we have wisdom coming up here too with Athena. So wisdom and insight, really significant here. And this is just like you kind of march to the beat of your own drum. You are your own unique person, which I see coming through here with the Hermit as well. Let's take a look at the guidebook here. So this says, you've got the sign to go your own way, even if it's not what's conventional or acceptable. You're blessed with gifts of talent and confidence to blaze that trail. Yeah, so it's like you guys kind of march to the beat of your own drum. You do what you want to do. You pursue the things that you want to pursue. I feel like you guys are kind of quiet about it, though. I don't feel like you're someone who's really open and vocal about everything that you do with that Hermit card. But there's something attractive about that to others. Yeah, I just keep getting that you guys are like really put together. The way you dress, the way you style. There's something really feminine about it, or just like really coordinated, that people find beauty in. Okay. So what else, Spirit? What do people find attractive? Ooh, okay. Then we've got the tension energy here. The square, semi-square quincunx. This is interesting. Because this, does talk about challenge. So there could be an element of people being attracted to you, group 3, because you're not easy to pin down. You're challenging. You guys might also challenge people's beliefs and perspectives in a certain way too. Like maybe there's an energy of clashing that can happen, but it sort of pushes wisdom, or it pushes change in some positive way. I'm also kind of wondering if there's like this challenge because of like you guys don't have all the time that you dedicate, or again, you seem to be somebody who's very independent and sort of like marches to the beat of your own drum. So if there are people around you who are more traditional, they could feel tension due to that, belief systems, ways of doing things, right? Like those things can clash. Oops. What else, Spirit? But I think this also kind of talks to the patience that I was getting with the Seven of Pentacles. Like you guys don't just give up when something is challenging. You reevaluate, you reassess, and you keep pushing through. I'm also getting your lips. Like people find your lips, your mouth, your communication attractive. And your eyes, your lashes, your brows. What else, please, Spirit? Ooh, we have the visionary. I chart the stars, signs, and symbols to craft magic. Okay, so maybe some of you guys are like more introverted, more spiritual. Maybe you guys are into like astrology, tarot, witchcraft, things like that. You're also, I think, a really deep thinker, and it goes back to this Hermit energy where you guys are very well read, well studied, especially when it's talking about like symbols, right? You guys can kind of see the deeper meaning in things. So even if you're not somebody who's really into tarot and astrology and doing those types of hobbies, I think that there's something about your spiritual insights and your spiritual vision that people find really attractive here. I think if you guys are a man and you have long hair and a beard, people are into that too. All right, so let's pull one more. Group 3. What do people find attractive about group 3, please, Spirit? Ooh, we have stand up and be recognized. Behold, you are the inspiration you've been looking for. This is beautiful energy. This also came up in group number 1, even though the readings are very different. This is just kind of talking about how you guys are a self-starter. Like you, again, with this individuality card, you all sort of just march to the beat of your own drum, and you really stand out for that. It's like you don't really need external validation, support, or insight to be bold and be confident in who you are. And I do feel like you guys are very confident, but it's almost like a quiet confidence that I get from this, where people don't it's not like a boastful energy that you bring, right? You are just authentically you, even if other people think it's weird, and you don't care. I think you just stand out for that to people, and it's something that people find attractive in you. So this is beautiful, group 3. Comment below. Let me know a little bit about how this resonated, and I'll see you in the next reading soon. Bye.